If you're applying for British Transport Police, there are five essential things that you need to know about for your upcoming presentation and interview. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you what those five things are so you can be better prepared for the BTP interview. Make sure you completely nail it because it is a massively competitive force to get into. It's really, really popular. Before I continue though, who am I? Why should you listen to anything I've got to say? My name is Brendan from Bluelight, and over the past 31 years, I've been supporting people just like you for promotion boards, for specialist interviews, and importantly, for the recruitment process in the police sector. Over 16,000 people have been successful as a result of our support, and we've got over 800 five-star glowing Trustpilot reviews, which we're so proud of. Hey, you could be one of the next Trustpilot reviews. Watch this space. How do we do this? We do it through our Academy program where we actually guarantee the result. More about that in a moment. Let's dive into the five things. So the first one, you've got a presentation to do. And this often freaks people out. Like, I've got a presentation, I've got a 10-minute presentation. How am I going to do this? Do I need a PowerPoint? No, you don't, because they actually give you an indicator of what questions need to be answered in your presentation. So actually, it's not a presentation. It's just several questions that you're being asked that you need to provide answers for. And if you rearrange the order in which they've given them to you, they make more sense. And that's one of the things we do for our clients is they give you all the different questions they want answering inside the presentation. When we reorder them, it flows much better. It flows more as a natural story, starting with things like, what's your motivation for wanting to join BTP? What sort of things you'll be doing as part of the role? What sort of things you've done to research the role? And there's bonus points, by the way. We know that BTP in the past, whether they still do or don't, they actually give bonus marks for people who've been on a ride along or spent some time with BTP officers. I know a ride along might be hard to do because you're actually on a train. Not always though. BTP do have patrol vehicles, but if you spent time with a BTP officer, it's a brownie point. You get an extra mark. Whether they still do that or not, I do not know. But the presentation isn't something that should freak you out. It's your ability to tell a story. Nothing to do with PowerPoint. Just be your authentic self, but in a structured and detailed way. All right, number two, they do ask rear-facing questions. You should expect rear-facing questions around things like problem solving, because that's the sort of thing they expect of you as a BTP officer. Making difficult decisions, collaborating with others. Do you know who BTP's partners are? This is your opportunity to show off, not just talk about an experience that you've had, but also talk about how it relates to operational policing, how it relates to the role of a BTP police officer or the role overall of the British Transport Police. Does that make sense? All right. Number three, they're going to give you likely scenarios that you could come across as a BTP officer, anything from a suicidal male to looking out for someone who might be a young child who might be involved in county lines, to a racist incident, to a group of unruly people on the platform. So many different scenarios that they could give you. Oh, and by the way, if you're thinking, oh, well, it's bound to be this scenario because my friend went for the BTP interview last week and told me all about it. Here's the thing. BTP use multiple question banks. Multiple question banks. They've got multiple different questions that they could ask you, multiple different scenarios. So don't be thinking that it's going to be the same questions that your best mate had last week, because it won't be. It'll be different. So we need to be prepared for how to answer those sort of questions. Number four, they utilize two-stage questions. These are questions that might ask something like, so tell me about a time or how in the past have you solved a difficult problem by collaborating with others. And then you give them the answer, and then you'll ask you the question, how as a BTP officer would you go about collaborating with partner agencies in order to solve problems? So it's two-stage. It's asking you something about something that's happened in the past and then moving it forwards to get you to forward pace that value, behavior, or skill into your future role as a BTP officer. Is that making sense? Actually, there's a way of hybridizing all rear-facing questions so that they're forward-facing, so you can actually negate them asking that second question. This will impress them. I know this because the feedback we get from our clients when they're passed consistent feedback is the interviewers really liked the way that they operationalized their behavior, skill, or value that they've been talking about as part of a rear-facing question. All right, next, integrity, courage, values. The police service are absolutely obsessed with integrity, with values, with courage, especially in the British Transport Police. Do you know the name of the Chief Constable? No, you don't? Right, look it up and look up what she stands for. When she first came in, Lucy D'Orsi is the name that on the tip of your tongue. When she first came in as Chief Constable, she started to set the tone in terms of values, integrity, what the British Transport Police stand for. And so, no surprise, you're going to get asked questions about integrity, courage, and your values. All right, there you go, folks. 5 things. If you want to find out how we can help you to succeed in your British Transport Police interview and presentation, then there's a link at the top in the description there. It's to complete a form. This is to join our Academy program where we will work with you one-to-one in small group practice webinars with 5 years worth of recordings of webinars and a ton of online material to make sure that you're super ready for your interview, to make sure you pass first time, because you can't afford to fail, because if you fail, that's it. It's the end of your journey. There's so many people wanting to join BTP, you might not get invited back. And they only open up the recruitment windows on rare occasions, and they then build up this talent pool. You need to make sure you secure that pass first time. All right, hopefully helpful. We look forward to seeing you on one of our Academy webinars very, very soon. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye for now.